I think in our first class, we were discussing the same chapter, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
Direct and inverse proportion. So tell me, so far, what have you studied in this chapter?
Direct proportion, inverse proportion, and the word
Mhm.
problems based on these things.
Okay, that is basically the things which you have studied in the chapter. But what is the chapter all about?
Direct proportion. Direct proportion means when one quantity increases, which causes
Mm.
the other quantity to increase as well. And the
Yeah.
inverse proportion means when one quantity increases and the other decreases.
Yes. When one quantity increasing, the other tends to
Decrease.
decrease
Yes, sir.
proportionally, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So talking about the direct and inverse proportions, the things which we are going to be covering in this chapter is, first we'll talk what is variations, its types we'll be talking about. Then we will talk about the direct, then the indirect proportions. Okay. Symbols that we will also be considering in the chapter. So let's begin our chapter. So look, there are so many situations in our life where we see some direct or indirect relationship between two things. Okay. For example, if the number of things purchased is increasing, then the cost will also increase. The amount to be
Yes.
paid will increase. If the speed of the car increases, then the time to reach the destination will decrease. So there's a inverse relation in the second case, while in the first case, there's a direct relation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we can say that we can say that if you were to take two variable x and variable y. Okay. So if the value of variable x increases and the value of variable y also increases, then we say that
Direct
there's a
proportion.
direct relation between the two. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Or if the value of x variable is increasing while the value of y variable decreases proportionally, then we see
It's
that there's a
inversely relation.
inverse relation. Getting it now?
Yes,
So
sir.
that is the thing which we'll be discussing in the chapter. Yeah.
In progress.
Yes. Ahmed, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, okay. I got confused actually. You have joined from a different ID. Yes. How are you, Ahmed?
I'm good, sir.
Okay. So you see, we have now begin the chapter direct and inverse proportion. Okay. So look, if the if you were to take variables like x and y, if the value of variable x decreases or increases upon corresponding increase or decrease in the value of another variable y here, then we can say that variable x and y are inversely proportional to each other. So if variable x value increases or decreases, then it will have effect on another variable. The another variable will also either decrease or increase. Getting it now? So that is simply the inverse proportion. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm hearing my voice back. Yeah. Someone's, I think, device his mic is on, I guess. Anyways, so let's begin with the chapter. That is variations here. So what do we understand by this term variation? Ahmed, what do you understand by variation?
Different types.
Different types. Okay.
Type.
In general term, we say it is simply different types. But in the terms of mathematics, if you have two objects, or let's say two entity, anything, let's say object A and object B. If the value of two objects A and B depend upon each other in such a way that the increase or decrease yeah, sorry. So I was saying that if you have got two objects, object A and B, getting it now, and the value of the two objects depends upon each other in such a way that the increase or decrease in the value of one object affects the value of another object also, then
Yes,
the
sir.
two objects are said to be in variation. So let me write it over here. When the value of two objects depends upon one another in such a way that decrease slash increase in the value of one object influences the value of another object, then we say
Yes,
what
sir.
it is.
Variations.
Exactly, value of another object, right? So it is,
Hmm.
so further you say no, this variation has been divided into two types, that is direct proportion, okay, and inverse
Indirect.
proportion or indirect proportion, right now,
Yes, sir.
right? Direct
Hmm.
proportion or indirect
Inverse proportion.
proportion or inverse proportion, right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the thing which you are seeing here, right? So talking about the direct proportion, as repeatedly I have mentioned many times, like two quantities A and B are said to be in the direct proportion if increase in A leads to increase in B also,
B.
or
Yes,
decrease
sir.
in A will lead to decrease in B also,
Hmm.
right? Ahmed, Arhan isn't here, no?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. He is in.
Okay, okay. Increase in A leads to increase in B also, or decrease in A leads to decrease in B also.
Yes, sir.
So in such a scenario, we say there is a direct proportion right now.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but this is not always true for all the objects. This is not absolute in nature.
Yes, sir.
Meaning, normally you see if one quantity increases, and if the another quantity is also increasing, then you establish that it is a direct proportion. But this is not absolute. What do I mean by when I say that? It is not a universal truth.
Hmm.
Getting it now?
Yes,
If
sir.
you observe it, you say that it is a direct proportion. But infinitely, it will be the same situation. We can't say. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For example, like if the mass of an object increases, its gravitational pull also increases. But it
Yes, sir.
can't be absolute in nature. Some point in time, in some point of time, the this planet, let's say, may let's say get broken into pieces. So its
Hmm.
gravitational pull will decrease. Just giving an example that this relation is not always absolute in nature. Right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So direct proportion I was talking about. If A increases, B also increases. A decreases, B also decreases. So example, you see, for if you a person were to work for 1 hours, then the salary he will be earning is $20.
Hmm.
For 2 hours, $40, $40. So you see, there's a direct relation between the two. Right now,
Yes, sir.
so this shows that the number of hours worked, if the as the number of hours worked increases, then the amount of salary also increases, right?
Yes, sir.
So this relation between the two objects or two entities is represented by a symbol. See in this figure, see the symbol, how we represent that. This is the symbol of proportion. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So what happens when two quantities A and B are in proportion? Then they are written as A proportional to B or B proportional to A.
Hey, yes, sir.
Yes, Ahmed. When two quantities are in proportion, let's say two quantities, let's say to be A and B, are in proportion, then they are written as A proportional to B. So you read it as is proportional to.
Hmm.
So when I say A and B and write the symbol between this, so I will be reading as A is proportional to B.
B.
Proportional to B. Like this you have to read it right now. So where
Yes, sir.
proportional represents what, Ahmed? The symbol represents is proportional to. Remember this always,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
Now
sir.
let's talk about the methods which we have got to solve direct proportion problems. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the above problem which we had, for example, if the values were like for 5 hours, it is $100, 6 hours, for 7 hours, for 6 hours, let's say you don't know. You don't know, let's assume it to be X. For 7 hours, let's say it's $140. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
problems like these are very easy. Just by looking at it, you can solve it. Okay.
Yes,
Arhan
sir.
still hasn't joined.
Yes, sir.
He has joined. Okay, okay, I
Yes,
didn't saw. Yes, Arhan, how are you? Are you catching with the concept? You joined a little bit late. I guess 5 minutes
Yes,
started.
sir.
Okay. So direct and inverse proportion we are talking about here. So the problems can be solved in two methods. One is the tabular method. One is the tabular method. Another one is the unitary method. Yeah. So look here. As you know, if you have quantities like, let's say A, B, C, D. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Or let's assume quantities like this. It will be more convenient for you guys to understand. Like if your quantities like A1, A2, A3, B3, A4, B1, B2, B3, B4. There's a relation here.
Yes, sir.
If the two quantities are increasing, for example, A1 upon B1, A2 upon B2 here, 2
Yes, sir.
upon, let's say 2 base 6 equals to 4 upon 12. So when do you cancel them? You get a constant value K, that is 1 upon 3 here.
Yes, sir.
Getting it here? So one
Yes, sir.
quantity is increasing, the other quantity is also increasing. If you were to increase 2 to 4, the other quantity is also increasing here. Getting, but there will always be a constant relation. So you
Yes, sir.
say, as we know that A1 upon B1 is equal to A2 upon B2 or equals to A3 upon B3, or if you were to keep on writing like this, it will be up to AN upon BN, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here you see, if one ratio is given, if any one ratio is given, you will be able to find the other values also. For
Yes, sir.
example, let me give you an example. We are talking about the tabular method here, right? So
Yes,
let's
sir.
say, let's say now X liter of milk cost so and so, say cost Y rupees. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So for X liter, this is the amount of milk and this is the price. I am drawing a table here. So let's say for 2 liters, the cost of milk is, let's say it to be Y2 rupees. Okay. For
Yes,
3
sir.
liters, let's say the cost is Y3. For 4 liters, let's say it is 200 rupees. For 5 liters, it is, let's say, Y4. Okay. Or for 8
Hmm.
liters, the price is Y5. Now here you are required to find the cost of milk for which liters? Yeah, the
Two,
cost
three,
is
four.
given. The cost are
2,
given
3,
here.
5.
Exactly. Y2, Y3, Y4, or Y5. So you need to find out what is the cost of the milk for 2 liters, for 3 liters, 5 liters, and 8 liters. So
Yes, sir.
using the tabular method, it can be solved. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
So let's
Yes,
try.
sir.
Let's try and solve this. Okay. Let's pick up any two ratios here. For example, let's pick out this one. Okay. And
Yes,
let's
sir.
pick out anyone. Just do tell me which ratio should I pick up here. Just take anyone.
So 8 by Wi-Fi.
8 by y5. Okay, let's take it here. So now equate the two ratios here. 4 upon 200 equals to 8 upon y5. So you have got three values here. One is unknown value. So it can be found easily. y5 will be 8 upon 4 into 200.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So 400. So for 8 liters, the cost of milk here is 400 rupees.
Yes, sir.
Getting it now? So you could found the other values also. Y2, y3, y4 can also be found out very easily, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that is the tabular method to solve problems of direct proportion. Remember, we are dealing problems of direct proportion. One
Yes,
more
sir.
thing, you guys haven't posed this question. What is the value of proportion here? Look here now. So far, you have got two variables like A and B. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We can write it as A is to B. If we are comparing the variable A and B, so we simply divide them now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, comparison means what? Division now. So you either write it like this, A upon B, or you can write it like A is to B also. This sign is it. This sign can be read as is to. A is
Yes,
to.
sir.
So you will read it as Ahmed. A is to B. Yes, Arhan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you have got two ratios, for example, A upon A1 upon B1, and let's say another ratio is A2 upon B2. Now you are trying to establish a relation. Basically, you are trying to compare the two ratios here. So you, instead of writing this equal to sign, it can be written like this. A1 upon B1 is proportion A2 upon B2.
Me too. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
sir.
like how you're writing like this now, A upon B. Okay, here you were comparing quantity A and B only. Now you have got two two ratios, A1 upon B1 and A2 upon B2, right? So
Yes, sir.
whenever you are trying to study the relationship between two ratios, whether they are direct in direct relation to each other, or whether there is a indirect relation between the two, you will take this sign. You will write this sign between them, and that is called as sign of proportion. I hope it is getting clear to you guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Ahmed, Arhan, what about you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ahmed, if it's not getting clear, please do tell me. Okay, because how good you understood the concept, that will be revealed while you will be solving the question. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so come on, find the value of y2 and y3 here. Y2, y3, and y4. Find the values using the tabular method.
Yes, sir.
Okay, find it out.
So which one?
Yes. Yeah, just
Which
sign it.
one?
Which one? Y2, Y3, and Y4. Y5 we have already find out.
Okay, sir.
As a matter of fact, it is very easy because
Yes, sir.
you already know the cost of 1 liter milk. You have already find it out.
Hmm.
Hmm? See here now. For 8 liters, the cost is how much? 400. For 1 liter,
Yes, sir.
it is 50 rupees now. So it is
Yes, sir.
obviously, you could find it out very easily. For 2
Yes, sir.
liters, it's 100. For 3 liters, is 150.
50.
Getting it now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it has become very easy now.
Sir, you have to send in the chat.
No need to send it in the chat box. Whoever gets to solve any of the question first, do tell me. Just
Sir, I've got it.
okay. Only the first one you will be telling. For what is the value for Y2?
For Y2, it is 50 into 2, which is 100.
100. Good. Ahmed, what is the cost of 3 liters of milk here?
Yes, sir.
What is the cost for 3 liters of milk here?
3.
Mhm. Look now, for 2 liters, it's 100. For 1 liter, it's rupees 50. Obviously, for 3 liters, it is going to be how much? 1500. 150. Good.
Yes, sir.
Right. Arhan,
Sir, the fifth Y4 is 250.
250. Very good. That is 250. Very good. So using the tabular method, we have solved the above question. Right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how you will be required to solve the questions. I will be giving questions, but let's get to the second concept, unitary method.
Unitary method. Yes, sir.
Ahmed, did you got the first one or not?
I did, sir.
Did no? Okay. And one more thing, guys, if you were to observe it, if I were to complete this table here, 200 here, for 3 liter, it's going to be 150, and here it's 250. So the table, complete table will look like this: 2 upon 100 equals to 3 upon 150 equals to 4 upon 200 equals to 5 upon 250 and equals to 8 upon 400. So what is the common thing we are getting here, guys?
It is multiples of 50.
The denominators are multiples of 50. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you cancel them out, all the values cancel them out, it will be 1 upon 50. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So here you see that in the tabular method, what do you observe? You observe that ratios are in direct proportions as well, and they give you a constant value.
Yes, sir.
Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
So also now, if you would now let's move to the next method of finding the direct proportion problems, that is using the unitary method. Shall I clear the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, or if you like, take the screenshot, it would be better.
Done, sir.
Done, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's move to the unitary method. So in unitary methods, we are still studying the direct proportion problems. So if you have quantities like A and B, and they will be direct proportion when K is equal to A upon B, or A is equal to K into B. Now, what do I mean by this? One example, it will become clear. Why an example? It will become clear. Let's
Can you repeat what you
so
said?
I said that you have quantities like A and B.
Yes, sir.
Quantity A and B. In unitary method, you will be seeing that A upon B will give you a constant value K. K
Yes,
here
sir.
is a
A upon B equals to K.
Yeah.
Constant.
constant value. Or you can write it like this also: A equals to K into B. Either way, it can be written. Right now,
Yes, sir.
let's solve a problem. Yeah. The problem is that if a worker gets 2000 rupees to work for 4 hours, worker gets rupees 2000 to work for 4 hours, Ahmed. Okay. How much
Yes, sir.
time will the worker have to work to get let's say 60,000 rupees. How much time will he have to work? Hope my handwriting is readable. You guys can
Yes, sir.
understand it. Okay. So how many hours does the same worker needs to work to get 60,000 rupees? Solve it.
Yes,
Using your own method, try to solve it first, then I will be explaining it.
Sir, 30 hours.
How many hours?
30.
30 hours. No. No, that is not correct. Solve it.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
take your time. I'm giving 1 or 2 minutes. Then I will be helping you. Okay. Yes. Okay.
It is
Sir,
10
15 hours.
15 hours. I'm guessing you are doing a calculation mistake. Let me help you. Okay, let's solve it. Look here. Look, upon to get 2,000 rupees, how many hours he has to work? 4
So it is
hours.
20,000, right?
It's 2,000, no? Worker
Oh,
gets 2,000.
I thought the
To
sign
get
is 22,000.
Sir, actually,
no,
I'm
no, no.
going somewhere, so I'm leaving the class.
Okay, no issue. Okay.
Allah
So you
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. So in order to get 2,000 rupees, the worker has to work for 4 hours. Now, in order to suppose if the worker were to get only 1 rupees, so for how many hours he will have to work? 4 upon 2,000 now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now
sir.
the worker needs to get how many rupees? 60,000 rupees.
Yes, sir.
So in order to get 60 rupees,
Sir,
so
I'm
for
getting 120.
120, no, it's
Yes,
supposed to
sir.
be, I guess, let's do it first, completed, then we'll be checking. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
so Ahmed and Arham, you see, for rupees, in order to earn rupees 1, he has to work for this much of hours. Now, in order to earn 60,000 rupees, he will have to work this much amount multiplied 60,000 now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. You will be getting 120 hours. That is correct. So the worker needs to work for 120 hours. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
No. Earlier, Ahmed, are you paying attention? So 4 hours
Yes, sir.
upon 2000 equals to 120 upon 60,000. Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
these are the ratios you are getting here. Earlier, he had to work for 4 hours. He was getting 2,000 rupees. Now, he will be working for 120 hours in order to get rupees 60,000. Now,
Yes, sir.
cancel the values here. Cancel the values and do tell me what do you get here? 500, isn't it? Yeah, 1 upon
Yes, sir.
50,
Yes, sir.
1 upon 500.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So isn't that a constant?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now consider a situation like if the worker were to, let's say, work for, now if the worker were to earn 1,20,000 rupees. Now
Yes,
the
sir.
worker needs to earn this much of amount. So how many hours will you have to put in?
5 500, sir. No.
Hmm.
Uh,
Look here.
One.
Here we have no established a relation here. I'm erasing the question, okay, to create some
yes, sir.
space here. Okay, if you guys like, can take the screenshot quickly.
Sir, 24 hours.
24 hours. Good. 24 hours. No,
Yes, sir.
it will be more than that. 240 hours.
It was 12,000, right?
No, 1,20,000.
Oh,
That was the value. Okay. Now see here what is happening here. You were getting a constant value of 1 upon 500, right? No matter if the working hour changes. Okay, if the working hour is increased, then the salary is also increasing. But yet, in the two situation, you are getting the constant value that is 1 upon 500.
yes, sir. It is 240.
Yeah, 240. Good. So here, no working hours has also increased while salary is also increased. Yet you get a constant value upon dividing. So K is
Yes,
equal
sir.
to number of hours upon salary of the worker. No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you were to assume the number of hours as A here, let's assume 4 as A here and this 2000 as B here. So it can we not write it like this? K is equal to A upon B.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this relation can be used. Further, it can also be written like this. A equals to K upon B also. So
Yes,
using
sir.
this relation, you can find the answer. Getting it now? So it could
Yes,
have
sir.
been found out very easily. So the alternate method would be like this. Hmm? Now,
We can just take 4
if
upon 2000 and then by the unity method, 4 upon
hmm,
2000 equals to x upon 12,000. And then 4 upon 2000 multiply by 12,000, cut the
hmm,
zeros, and 2
hmm,
ones are 2, 60s are 120,
hmm,
and 60 into 4, 240.
hmm. Good here, good there. Okay. So if you were in the same question, let me write the questions. The question was that for 4 hours, the person was getting 2,000 salaries. For how many hours he will have to put in order to get 60,000 rupees? So that was the question. So K,
Yes, sir.
already it is number of hours upon salary of worker. That is that is A upon B. So 4
Yes, sir.
upon 2,000, that will give you K, that is 1 upon 500. Okay, Ahmed, Arham.
Yes, sir.
So you have got the value of K.
Yes.
Now look at the another relation which we can write. A equals to K into B. Now Arham and Ahmed, isn't A the number of hours?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can I not write like this? A equals to 1 upon 500. I'm trying to find the answer for the second for this question, which
Yes, sir. It's
asks me
correct.
to find out the number of hours that needs to be put in to earn this much of amount. So that is the A here. A equals to 1 upon 500 into 60,000.
Yes, sir.
If you remember earlier, I have taken A and B here as number of hours and salary of worker following. So you
Yes, sir.
can get the answer like this also. A equals to 120 hours, right?
Yes,
Now
sir.
keeping the constant, since constant value is going to be same. Now if I were to give you another question, now I need my worker to earn. We have already solved this one. We have got the answer, but let's try to solve it using this method. A
Yes, sir.
equals to K into B. So K is Ahmed 1 upon 500. And now B has changed to 1,20,000.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here you will cancel the values. You will be getting how much? 240.
240. Yes, sir.
So the worker has to work for 240 hours in order to make 1,20,000. Are you getting it? What is happening here? What is happening in this unitary method?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So just remember the two this thing here. That is the crux of the unitary method. The two
Yes, sir.
quantities, you will represent them as A upon B, assume them in a proper manner, then that will be giving you the constant value K here. Then
Yes,
further,
sir.
using this relation A equals to K into B, you can find your answers. Getting it? All
Yes,
right,
sir.
take the screenshot. We will move ahead.
Done, sir.
Done? Yes, sir, I'm done.
Sir, my mobile is not taking the screenshot.
Okay, okay. Okay, after the class, you can write it down, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the two methods we have discussed so far. Now let's begin with some question, discuss some questions. So a machine in a soft drink factory will fill 840 bottles in 6 hours. How many bottles will it fill in 5 hours? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, okay. Solve it. Okay, actually solution has already been provided here. Hmm. Let's see what the question, how the question has been solved. Hmm.
Yes, sir.
So the factory, okay, let me just swipe it. I'm unable to see the question. Yeah. So you see, 840 bottles are being filled in 6 hours. How many bottles will it fill in 5 hours? So you will assume it as X here, right?
Yes,
So which
sir.
of the method should you guys be using? The first one or the second one?
Unitary.
Tabular or the unitary?
Unitary, sir.
As a matter of fact, you can use either method.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Solve it then. Using the unitary method, this question can be solved also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We will move on to the next question. Okay. Since the
Sir, is
solution
it
has
700
all,
bottles?
it is 700 bottles. Getting it?
Yes,
That
sir.
is 6x equals to 5 into 840. That is
Yes,
x
6
equals to 5
6
into
1 bar, 6
140.
multiplied by 140 equals to
Hmm.
840.
Yeah, right.
And then multiply by 5.
That is 700 bottles will be manufactured in 5 hours. Now take
Yes,
the
sir.
another question. If 6 pipes are required to fill a tank, it is actually a tank in 1 hours 20 minutes. Okay, how long will it take if only 5 pipes of the same type are used? Interesting question.
Yes, sir. I want to do,
Give
sir.
it, okay, give it a try, and then we will be discussing it. Yes, Ahmed.
Sir, the first one, right?
Yeah, first one. When your exams is starting in your school, by the way?
Mine is 28th September.
28th of September. Okay. Yes, Ahmed, solve the first question.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Sir, how to know if the 70 minutes, no, the 80 minutes of 1 hour 20 minutes, 80 minutes will come
Yeah.
above and the 6 will come below? How to know what should come
Okay.
above and below?
No need to get confused in that. The question says that pipes, hours. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So 6 pipes will take how many hours to fill the tank
80
completely?
minutes.
80 minutes here. 1 hour
Yes, sir.
20 minutes, that is 60 plus 20 minutes, 80 minutes here. Now the
Yes, sir.
question asks you that 5 pipes of the same type will take how many hours now? So that is the
Yes,
question
sir.
mark here. You will assume it as X here. So it is
Yes,
simple
sir.
here. You have got the relations. This here 6 upon 80 equals to 5 upon X, right?
Yes, sir.
So it becomes a lot easier now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Solve it. So using the tabular method, it can be solved very easily. Right now?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, I can't get it.
It is not
The
visible.
answer. No, sir, I can't get the answer.
Okay, okay. Let me help you. Look, using the tabular method. Ahmed, are you solving it? Did you got the answer? Ahmed?
Sir, working on it right now.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me help you with it.
Sir, I'm getting 3 upon 8. Yes, you can.
3 upon 8.
Yes, sir.
No, it wouldn't be 3 upon 8. Okay. Look here.
Yes.
Using the tabular method, a1 upon b1 equals to a2 upon b2 up to an upon bn. So you will take any two ratios here. In fact, there is only two ratios in the given question. That is 6 upon 80 and 5 upon x here. So now further it will be x equals to 5 upon 6 into 80, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's cancel it out. 40. So you have got
36 minutes.
200 upon 3. Yes, Ahmed? So it
Sir,
will
how
be,
am I getting
Nothing, sir.
40?
please repeat. How we are getting 40 here? You will be canceling
Yes.
it, no? 3 times 2, that is 6 here. 2 times 40, that is 80 here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
40 into 5, 200 upon 3. So the time
30
is going to be 200 upon 3. Yes, Ahmed, how much you are getting it?
1 hour and 36 minutes, sir.
1 hour and 36 minutes, right? 96. Did you say it?
No, sir. 1 hour and 36.
1 hour and 36. That means 96 minutes. Yeah.
Oh,
No, that is not correct here. 200 and upon 3, that gives you how much? 66 point something. Okay, 66.6 is the answer. So it is 66 minutes. Approx 66 minutes would be the answer. Getting it? Or you would say 1 hour 6 minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
That is the answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Solve the next question also.
Yes, sir.
The question says that there are 100 students in a hostel. So first you will make a table of what are the values given? Students and food amount.
Yes, sir.
So the question says that for 100 students, the food lasts for 20 days now. It lasts for 20 days. And the question says that how long will these provisions last if 25 more students join the group? So now it is 125 students. So how long the food is going to last? You will assume it as X. It is also easy. Using the above same method, you can solve it. Solve it.
Yes, sir. So 9 days.
9 days. Okay, let's check it out. What about you, Ahmed?
sir, still solving it right now.
Okay, okay. I will wait for a minute. Meanwhile, Arham, check if your answer is correct or not.
Yes, sir.
Again, recheck your answer.
Sir, it will be 100 upon 45 into 20, right?
It will be
100 upon 45 multiplied by 20.
100 upon 45 multiplied by 20.
No, sir, the 20 will be in the denominator.
20 will be in denominator. Here. No,
Yes,
you
sir.
are getting it wrong here. Look here. No. If you have values like this, A upon B equals to C upon D.
Can't solve it.
You solve it, Ahmed. So you
No,
write it like
no.
this: A into D equals to B into C. Yeah. Or suppose you were to find D here. So D will be written like this: B into C upon A. So here, X, you will be transposing it to this side. So write X
Yes,
here. Then 100, you will transpose it to the place of X. So it is going to be 125 upon
sir,
100, no?
how will it be 125?
120. Okay, that is your question. Yeah. The question was saying that if 25 more students were to join the group, there were 100 students now. Now there is 100 plus 25 students. It has
Yes, sir.
increased to 125 now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is how the 125 came here. Getting it now? Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
talking about 20 here, it doesn't division here. You will change its size, change its side. So it will be in multiplication here. That is multiply 20. Right?
Yes, sir.
So that is 25. The food will now be lasting for how many days? 25 days.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. X equals to 125 upon 100 into 20. Yeah. So the food will be lasting for 25 days now. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's move on to next question then. See this question. Suppose 2 kilogram of sugar contains this much of sugar crystal. This is 10 raised to the power 6. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How many sugar crystals will be there in 5 kilogram if 2 kilogram contains of this much?
Yes, sir.
You can use it. You can solve it either using the tabular method or using the unitary method. Either way, it can be solved.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for 1 kilogram, it is going to be 9 into 10 raised to the power 6 upon 2. So in 1
Yes, sir.
kilogram, there will be this much amount of crystals of sugar. Now the question asks you to find for 5 kilogram. So you already know that this much of crystals are going to be in 1 kilogram. So in 5
Yes, sir.
kilograms, you will simply have to multiply it with 5 into 5. So that is how much? 45 upon 2 into 10 raised to the power 6 or 22 upon 5 into 10 raised to the power 6. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but that is not the standard way to write the numbers in exponential form, right? So what
Yes,
do we
sir.
do? We will further divide it with 10 and multiply it with 10 also. So it will be 2.25 into 10 raised to the power 7. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Solve the next one. Next option, 1.2 kilogram of sugar.
Yes.
How many crystals will be there in this much? You
Sir, it
already
will
know
be
that. Yeah.
5.4 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 6.
Yeah, that is correct. Okay, that is the value. 1.2 into 9 into 10 raised to the power 6 upon 2. Right, so it becomes 0.6.
1.2
So
multiplied by
0.6
9
into
equals
9.
to 10.8.
Exactly. 5.4 into 10 raised to the power 6. So this much amount of sugar crystals will be there in 1.2 kilogram of sugar. Ahmed got it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the previous question, there's a slight thing we mistaken to we failed to observe. You see here what is happening? The number of students are increasing in the group. Yeah. So how come
Yes,
the
sir.
food lasts for 5 more days? If the
Yes,
number
sir.
of students who will be eating the food, uh, how come the food lasts more days? It will be decreasing now.
Yes, sir.
Because the question does not mention that the amount of food provision has also been increased. So using the unitary method, let's try to solve it. For 100 students, the food for 100 students would last for how many days?
20 days.
20 days. Yes, Ahmed Arham. Suppose if there was only one student living in that hostel, then for him food will last for 20 into 100 days now. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
getting it now. Now, what if
Sir,
there
it
are now
is the
125?
answer 16 days.
Is the answer 16 days?
16.
Yeah, that is I think correct. It is correct. Let me check
100
it.
multiplied by 20 upon 125.
Hmm. So it will be 100 into
100 multiplied by 20 upon 125.
yes. So that is the value you will be getting. Okay. Divided. So you get 416. That is the required answer. Getting it?
Yes,
So
sir.
food will last for 16 days, not 25 days. Hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now let's move ahead. Now see the examples are given here. Okay. So you have to answer whether the given statement is true or false. When two quantities x and y are inverse proportion, we have come to the inverse proportion now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So then xy is a constant. Is it true?
No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
No.
Oh,
When two quantities x and y in inverse proportion, then x upon y is not a constant. This is true for direct proportion, not indirect proportion. Did you just forget it? Look over here
sir,
now.
but in direct proportion, there is a constant k, right?
No matter whether you see the constant is k or anything, x upon y is a constant, meaning what? X upon, for example, k. Remember in the previous question you were getting 1 upon 50, 1 upon 500.
Yes, sir.
This is simply x upon y now in the form of fraction now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
getting it? So that was for
Mhm.
direct proportion.
Yes,
Getting it,
sir.
Ahmed? Arham? Now for the
Yes,
next
sir.
next example, if the cost of 10 pencils is 90 rupees, then the cost of 19 pencils is rupees 171. Is it true or false?
So let me do it.
It is true or false? Ahmed, quickly tell me. And Arham,
Yes, sir.
That's true.
it is true. So you see, for 10 pencils, it is 90 rupees. Meaning for one pencil, it is 9 rupees. So for
Yes,
19
sir.
pencils, the price is going to be 19 multiplied 9, that is 171. So the statement here is true, while the above one was false,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, if 5% can finish a job in 10 days, then one person will finish it in 2 days. Is it true or false?
Um,
False.
Yeah, that is false. Explain to
yes,
me
sir.
how it is false.
Sir, if 5% can do in 10 days, then one person will take more days.
Obviously. Okay,
It
that is
will be
general thing.
25 days.
It will be 25 days. So 5% finishes the work in 10 days, right?
Yes, sir.
Then how come one person finish the same work in 2 days? It will be obviously more than that, right? So here we
Yes,
will
sir.
be stopping, and in the next class we will be talking about inverse proportion, right?
Yes, sir.
So inverse proportion, as you already know, that you get to establish relationship between the two quantities, where one quantity is increasing while the another quantity is uh, uh, just the opposite of the first one. If it's
Yes, sir.
increasing, the other one will be decreasing, and vice versa, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for example, as you move away from a source of light, then the brightness decreases. So here, if the distance from the light source is increasing, the
Increase.
brightness is
They
decreasing.
decrease.
So such is an example of inverse proportion, right?
Yes, sir.
So in today's class, what are the things we have discussed? We talked about what is variation. When you have
Yes,
got
sir.
two objects A and B, and the change in object A affects the change in object B also, then that is
Yes,
called
sir.
a variation between the two quantities. It
Yes,
could
sir.
be either direct or it could be either inverse relation, right? Symbol, you know, this is read as is proportional to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And proportion, I already told you guys that in proportion you establish relation between two ratios.
Hmm.
For example, A1 upon B1 and A2 upon B2, or A upon B or C upon D, or X upon Y or K upon L. Any two ratios, you try to establish relation between them. The relation could either be direct or it could be inverse relation. And the symbol for proportion is this. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. So let's stop here and we will meet in next class then. Any confusions?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. And also try to solve the questions of your NCERT exercise also.
Oh,
Sir, I have
sure.
sent you, right?
The 13.1.
Yes, sir. At the
Okay.
start of